Yeah. Whoa. I speak. We change lives, Jesus. I speak.
Welcome to the TP Masterclass. On behalf of Cliff Cheqona and the entire TP family, we're honored to have you here. You didn't just join a live session. You stepped into a transformational experience designed to help you master your mind, align your emotions, and trade with clarity and conviction. We'll be starting shortly. In the meantime, settle in and prepare your notepad. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, invite someone who needs this. Because around here, we don't just trade, we transform. Let's get started soon.
I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. Step into my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level, whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in life.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Hi everyone, hello, good evening. Hi everyone, I really hope everyone can hear me right now. If you can hear me, put some number ones in the live chat so that I'll be aware that you can hear me right now. And please, Solomon, bring it on the screen because I cannot see the comment section. But hi everyone, good evening. I hope everyone is doing very, very well this evening because today's a very special day. I'm very quite excited for what is to come today. So I hope all of you are also very excited to see and to hear what is to come today. And I hope you have everything ready. You are not in a space where it's going to distract you, because I always tell people to always remove every distraction from their environment, because the message that we share here is very quite important for your mental health, for everything mental, because it is Trading Psychology Masterclass. So make sure that you are always in an environment that will help you receive the information that you need to receive from us. But anyway, today we are not just going to talk about charts. We are going to be talking about the mind behind the trade, and that is what changes everything in your trading, in your daily life, in your personal life, not just trading, in anything that relates to your personal life, anything that you do, even your job, But as most of you already know, my name is Tennessee Shells, and welcome to another TP Masterclass. I'm very excited for you to be here. I'm very honored that you always show up on time to join us every 6 p.m. UK time. It's very nice of you to always make the time to put in the effort to show up on time every single Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. And wherever you are tuning in from, just make sure to put it in the live chat so that I can know where you are tuning in from. If you're tuning in from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, US, UK, thank you so much for always showing up. And make sure you're also putting it in the live chat so that I'll be able to give you a shout out. Okay. And also, if you are watching the replay of this particular masterclass, make sure you're commenting replay in the comment section below of this video so that we will know that you watch from the beginning to the end, because this video is going to be one of the videos that you're always going to come back to it and rewatch it all the time, because it's going to be very powerful today. Okay. And as always, make sure that you are tapping the like button. It helps more people find this message to different people, to different countries, to different anyone really. So make sure that you are tapping the like button. Make sure that you are sharing this stream with different people. Make sure that you are not keeping it to just yourself. Even if right now you can screenshot, you can take a picture and then tag us on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, TikTok, that you are currently watching the TP Masterclass, so that other people will also see that we are live and they are more likely to join us. And if this is your first time, make sure that you are dropping the first time in a live chat, or do a little hi, hello, this is my first time in the live chat, so that I will see you and give you a proper shout out. Okay. As most of you already know, this is not just a class, this is a family, and this is a space for healing, clarity, and growth, because that's what we have been building so far ever since we started this journey. Okay. And even if you have been here for a while, I want you to always put one word in the live chat or in the comment to let us know what you are looking to receive today. Are you looking to receive some peace, some focus, some discipline, some confidence, anything that will help with your journey in this life? You can put it in the live chat. That is what you are expecting to receive today. Okay. And if you are new, you are probably thinking, oh, I don't want to be lost. Don't worry, we have set it out for you. When you go on our YouTube channel, click Cheqona, you can click into the playlist, and in the playlist you will see we will have different videos for you. We will have the first season of TP Masterclass right there, but we also have different series that you can pick from. Once you go through the series, you can also go into the main playlist for TP Masterclass. We have a video called What is Really Trading Psychology. That video will really help you understand why we do this, because we don't just talk about charts, we deal with the mindset behind every trade, the mindset in your daily life, the mindset in your emotional, physical, anything that requires mindset, we deal with it here on TP Masterclass. So make sure that you are not missing anything. Make sure, even if you're not new, you can always go back to the playlist to watch all the series that we have covered so far. And another thing that we always do, from Monday to Friday, we post what we call the TP Declaration. It's currently on the cliffchicona.com website. We post it every 6 p.m. UK time. So make sure that you are taking out the time of your day. You can even set an alarm, you can set an alarm, and then you can go on there, and then you can make sure that you're reading it to yourself, because it is a short message, but it's very powerful. So when you see it, please do not rush past it. Make sure that you are pausing to read it slowly and say it out loud for yourself. Okay. Because before you enter the market, you need to enter with the right mindset. And these declarations are not just quotes, they are tools that we have prepared for you and your journey. Okay. Once again, I want everyone to take a deep breath. I want you to focus on your breathing and your mental clarity to receive the information we've prepared for you. Okay. I want you to remove every distraction, because today is a very special day, and I do not want you to miss anything that could make you miss out on either aha moment or a light bulb moment or anything. You never know. So make sure you are removing every distraction from your environment, and make sure you are grabbing your notebook, your journal, anything that you use to take notes. Make sure that you are grabbing it, because this is your time to take notes, your time to take part in the TP Masterclass, to ask questions. We could say something that could, you know, be beyond your understanding. You can put it in the live chat or in the comments, and we will get back to you with a response. We'll also have a special Q&A session later on. So make sure any question that pops up in your mind, make sure that you are putting it either in your notebook or you're putting it in the live chat for you to access later on. And one more thing, I would like you to make sure that you are keeping the space here clean and focused. No trolling, no spamming, no distractions, because we really work hard to always make sure to bring you this TP Masterclass. So if you wish to distract us from receiving any important message, we will quietly remove you from the stream. It's not anything personal. It's just something we have built for ourselves on this platform for a lot of people. So we would want you to respect our wishes as we also respect you back. Okay. And also make sure, once again, you are sharing this live with someone, because today is a very special day. We have Mr. Derek joining us from Connected Minds. So it's going to be very special. Do not miss anything. That's all I can ask of you. Do not miss anything. Make sure you are joining us with your full attention. If you're hungry, you can eat later on. Okay. You can eat later on. Okay. Just give us your full attention, because we really put in a lot of effort to bring you this session right here. Okay. So without any further talking, we just get into the TP Masterclass for today, and I'll be right back.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game.
All right. So, first of all, hope you guys are doing well today. As you guys can tell, I'm glad that you guys are already here. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, drop some number ones in the chat. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Okay. If you guys are excited, first of all, we're going to know. Let me just know where you're tuning in from currently right now. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Solomon, can you bring some of them up on the screen for me? Let me know where each and every single person is tuning in from. Put your location out there, and we can throw you some shout outs. We are about to start something very powerful today. When I say something very powerful, I know what I'm saying is going to be very, very, very powerful. So we have Neymar from Kuwait, India in the house. It's very super late. And thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. All those from India. Ghana in the house. Nigeria in the house. Who else do we have out there? Kenya in the house. Lagos, Nigeria. Who else do we have out there? Emmanuel from Nigeria. Emmanuel, welcome to today's masterclass. We have Ghana in the house. Hayford, welcome to today's masterclass. Mother Ghana in the house. Okay. And then UK in the house. Who else do we have out there? Who else do we have? Madagascar. Okay. Welcome to today's masterclass. The masterclass is already global. Luby from Nigeria. Abuja, Nigeria. Who else do we have out there? Jamaica in the house. Kenya in the house. Okay, this officially. All right, guys. Drop some number ones in the chat, because officially this called Congo, South Africa. Thank you all for tuning in. Normally, you know that I wouldn't basically come earlier. Of course, Shells will do everything that she does, and then eventually, we will get into some couple of few things before I will show up. But if you see me here today, it's because today we mean business. We mean business. Put it in the comment section. We mean business. Today's masterclass, everything shows that this masterclass is meant to happen. because someone's light bulb moment is about to happen on this stream. And if this is your first time here, many people will be asking, okay, Cliff, what exactly should we expect to get out of this context? You see, in life, I always tell people this, that transformation is a choice. To be able to make sure that you're going to make a decision that I'm going to be transformed, it's a choice. And I always use the bird eagle as an example, that if the bird eagle reaches an age of, let's say, 40 years, they have a choice to either stay on the ground and die because their body, their feathers has become heavy and every single thing. And they have to fly to the highest top of a mountain to go through a transformation, I think 150 days before they can actually be transformed. By breaking their beaks, plucking their claws and their feathers off and go through that transformation. The eagle has a choice, either to fly to the top or die on the ground. Same thing with a human being. At some point in your life, transformation is not about where you are, it's about where you are going. And when you understand where you are going, the intention becomes clear. And so the whole purpose of why we have put together this masterclass, and we have done 59, this is our 59th episode. And then we promise you guys this year that we'll be bringing people that we truly believe that in this generation, they have a voice to transform minds. And so I had the opportunity to meet an individual that I have so much respect for. And sometimes when you honor someone, words are not enough. It has to be physical. And so when I was coming on to today's masterclass, one of my prayer points is that truly this individual coming on to this masterclass, and I'm going to introduce this individual in a second, but this individual coming on to this masterclass, I can assure you, there was not any way for me to edify this individual without me asking my team to put up something together for us. So I'm going to come back again and introduce this individual by welcoming him onto our stream. But I want you guys to take a look at a video that will let you understand what you are about to learn and get transformed with today. And so if the video is ready, can you guys please bring it up on the screen and let us take a look at it, please? Thank you.
They say if you want.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if this video has made you position yourself, if this video has made you position yourself to be able to be ready to receive the information you're about to receive today, I want you to drop some number ones in the chat. I am going to come back again, but without further ado, if everything is ready, I want you guys to make sure your book, your pen, your notepad, as Shells already told you, believe me, I have mine here as well, ready to learn. You already know the drill. The goal is to unlearn, relearn, and to keep learning. If you are ready, I want you guys to drop number ones in the chat. Drop some number ones in the chat. Drop some number ones in the chat. Solomon, bring some number ones on the chat for me. Bring it up on the screen. Let me know. I want the energy. I want you guys to be ready for today's masterclass. Perfect. All right. We are good to go. Nice. All right. If you guys are ready, as you already know, I'm going to leave the stage right now. Pass it on to Mr. Derek Abaite.
He's asking a question.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your
All right, guys. If you can hear me, can you drop yes in the comments? If you can hear me perfectly, just drop yes in the comments. Are you seeing the yes? I want to make sure everybody can hear me. If you can't hear me, if you can't see me, let me know. Yeah? They can hear, they can see. All right, awesome. Okay. Man, that was a beautiful introduction, Cliff. So there are a few things I wanted to talk about today, but I was given a list of things I should talk about. For me, I believe that trading itself is a business. And I remember the first day I met with Cliff in this studio and we spoke. And I realized that everything he understands about trading, the experience he's built, is because he understands that trading is a business. And that's why he's a successful trader. And that's the reason why a lot of professional traders also understand how business work. So today I'm going to take you through, this is actually an exclusive. And I'll tell you why it's an exclusive. Because I'm building onto a project I'm working on, which is supposed to be released September this year. But when I got a message, I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about this here. Now, my title today is Think Big, Build Bigger. And essentially, it's the no-nonsense blueprint for launching and scaling your first business, real business. Most people have side businesses, but they don't actually have real businesses. So that's what this is going to teach you. All right. Now, how many people, which one is it? This one? Okay. How many people have got businesses currently? If you have a business aside the trading that you're doing, can you drop yes in the comments? Yep. So if you have a business, just drop yes, 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 yes. Right. So you can join because I need this to be interactive. Join and then just join and then give me the response and put your name. Awesome. Yes, people have businesses. Awesome. Okay, now let's do this quickly. Apparently, I only have 10 minutes. So everything I'm going to be talking about is going to take us 10 minutes. Hey, this is my people. This thing should have been, no, it's fine. Yep, it's okay. All right. Now, so for the people that don't know who I am, my name is Derek Abaite. And a few years ago, which is more than 10 years ago, I decided to chart on a journey of business. But don't get it twisted. I've also done trading before. And every now and then I go into the market to see whether there are opportunities. Yes, I do lose money. Sometimes I make money. There are times when I've left trading for a very long time because that's not my main source of income. So I deal with my business rather than do the trading. But many years ago, I decided to start a business with my business partner, not knowing anything about business, strictly because I was hungry. My life was at a point where I felt I didn't want to work for anybody. So for me, the decision to create a business was to have the time freedom for myself and also for the people that I care about. But so I usually ask myself the question, what does it really take to be a successful business person? So the first person who ever started a business, how did they do it? How did they know how to really run a business successfully? As a matter of fact, they did it. Which is why I believe that as part of your way of building yourself and becoming a business person, your biggest hack is to start. But an even bigger hack is to understand what your mind will teach you about yourself, the people around you, and the business that you run. 14 minutes. 40. Awesome. Somebody said 30. No, it's okay. We'll manage it. Right. So There's a concept called the mental box. And I discovered this at a time at university, third year university. I only had 3 chances. And I was at a point when I was told that if I don't pass this exam, I'm going to lose my opportunity to become a pharmacist. So I'm in room, one of my friends' room, Priscilla's room. You know, she had gone for holidays. So I needed to use the room because I didn't have money to pay for accommodation anymore. And while I was struggling to really understand what has been taught in the lecture hall, I made a phone call to my business partner today, Eddie, who was my mentor at the time. And I said, Ed, I'm really struggling. This is really, if I don't pass this, things are going to be really tough for me. And Eddie goes, well, there's a book you need to read. I don't actually know whether Eddie actually read that book, but he says there's a book you need to read. And he handed me over Dr. Ben Carson, Gifted Hands. So I put the lecture notes aside and then I started reading this book. It got to a point in the book and I realized that this young boy, Ben, a little kid in school, was really struggling to become a good student. And I'm talking a student that was even getting a C. He wasn't even getting a C at the time. He managed to put himself through with the help of his mother to change the way his mind, the mental box, the way his mind was working, so much so that he was able to become a really top student and became one of the first Black doctors to separate conjoined twins. At that point on my desk, third year student, I only had, I think this time about 3 weeks to pass this exam. I started thinking to myself, everything is possible. If this young man was able to change his life, then I can too. That was the epiphany moment for me. I had previously chanced on an adage that says that a wise man follows his own experience, but the wiser man from the experience of other people. So at that point, I just felt to myself, you know what, if this guy has done it, then I can do it. And he lives in America. Born in America, I just came from Ghana to the UK. If he's been able to do this to change his life, I need it more than him. So I went back to revise. Glory be to God, I passed this exam purely because I understood and had a mental shift that if something is not possible, then it is because we have cemented it in our mental box that it is not possible. As long as we believe and have the ultimate faith that we can achieve anything that we desire, then everything is possible. And remember the word I used, desire. This is the most powerful word, according to me. There's a book that describes it even better, Think and Grow Rich, that the desire is the starting point of all achievements. Why desire? Today, we faced a lot of challenges before we even got on this life. Now, I'm telling you this, that if I did not desire to be here today and honor the invitation of Cliff and the team, I wouldn't have been standing here today. If you had no desire to be watching this little presentation I have for you, you wouldn't be here today. Desire is the reason why you got up today and the thought came in that you have to turn on your computer, your phone, and listen to this conversation. It's desire. As a matter of fact, the people who are addicted to humanizing, addicted to pornography, and all sort of things that they do is because it starts in the mental box out of desire. Because the desire to do it, it becomes very easy. Because whatever you do, any action you take starts in the mind before it manifests in the physical. That's why manifestation is a powerful technique for people who want to rise higher in a spiritual authority. Anyway, let me not go there. Now, once we figure out that our biggest word today that we need is desire, because that is heavily connected to the dream, the aspirations, the type of person we want to become, how far we want to go in life, then the next thing is to understand that desire is connected to the mental box. Well, what's the mental box? I always explain this in a very simple way. As you sit here today, there is a set of beliefs that you have about life. Yes. So one of you guys is probably thinking, oh, I can never make 10,000 a month, USD a month. If that's a belief that you seriously believe in, that becomes your reality. It is the truth for you. For me, there's no limit to how much I can make in a month. there are beliefs that we have formed, and how do we get our beliefs? So this is how beliefs are formed. Beliefs are formed from the people that raised you, and I'm talking your guardian, your parents, friends that you hang around with, the school you went to, the interactions you had with people, the sort of conversations you've had. So there are people on the African soil, for example, that may think that there's somebody in their village that has told them that they can never become wealthy, they can never become a profitable trader, and for that reason they believe in that. So that puts them in this box, and because that's what they believe in, nothing they do works. I'm sorry, I'm not a big believer of external factors affecting people. I'm a big believer that everything we become by virtue of the mental box that we carry for ourselves. So the box that you are carrying, the problem that you are facing, everything that you believe about this life has been given to you by your parents, your friends, the conversations you've had, the movies you've watched, and every other thing. And most importantly, from your religious leaders, because that's where we start from crèche all the way till we grow up. Some people can never come out of that. In fact, it can be so difficult and so much of a prison time that people become trapped in the idea that they hold about things. And that's what stops people from becoming open-minded. You ever met somebody that you ask them, have you ever tasted this food before? Say you put a plate of, I don't know, biryani in front of them. And then they say, well, I don't like this. And then you ask them a question, have you ever tasted it before? And they go, no. Well, how the hell do you know you don't like it when you've never tasted it? Close-minded, right? So most people are like that in life because they only want to do the things that they know to do. But unfortunately, to be able to rise higher, to make more money, to become successful, to become a great trader, you have to be open-minded. In fact, in trading, there's something called confluence. So maybe you are taking Euro USD and you need to understand a few things about Fibonacci and, a whole lot of confluence to be able to make a decision. Now, somebody comes to you and you've made number one, number two, and based on that, you're saying that the chart is going to go up, so it's going to go bullish. And then there's a third confluence, and you ignore that. And then for that reason, the trade goes back. Well, that's because of how close to your mind is. Because sometimes you need several tools to be able to make a decision. You don't just make a decision because of one aspect that you have seen. You need to understand that being open-minded sometimes can serve you. And it also shows that your box is not killing you. It's not making you feel too tight. Now let's go on. How do we actually come out of a current box that we are in? Kwame grows up. He's been brought up thinking this type of way. Now, all of a sudden, he chances on new information that Derek is talking about. That the only way we can become great is if we open our mental box and allow more information to flow in, unlearn some of the things we know and allow new information to flow in. All of a sudden, a new box, new opportunity opens. And he walks into that box. Now, this time, he has more space in that box. So he can grow better because there's more room to grow. It's aerated better than where he used to be. This could mean that the $10,000 a month that he could not see here, now he can see that here. Right? But if Kwame decides that the $10,000 I'm making a month, this mindset I have right now is the best I have and I can't grow anymore, he's in another box. So think about this. At every time, a person is in one box or the other. But how do you determine whether the box you're in is the best box for you? There are a few things you need to note. The box you're in, are you currently happy? Yes. Are you fulfilled? Are you impacting lives? If you tick these three boxes, you should remain in the box you are. Should you decide to remain there, there's no problem. Nobody is going to fight you. But for me, my problem with people is that, sometimes they go through this life and you try to show them another opportunity and they don't. I have some really amazing guys I work with in the studio, right? And sometimes they come to me, they ask me questions, they tell me things I should do, and I don't wait. I'm like, okay, cool, let's try it. The only way we are going to know whether it's going to work or if we try. Okay, now next. I was in a business meeting in Netherlands so many years ago, and we sat at a round table, myself here, Eddie there, and the other person on the other side. And the conversation was very simple. We had started a telehealth business in the UK, and the plan is that we wanted to replicate the same thing in the Netherlands. So while we were speaking to this guy, who is a Ghanaian guy, by the way, the idea is that he's a pharmacist, so we're trying to pitch the idea to him, and if he comes on board, then we form a partnership and do the business in Netherlands. And as soon as we started speaking about it, he didn't even know that we had already started this business in the UK, and it's worked. It's working. Very quickly, he goes, "Oh, this is not going to work. There's no way this is going to work." And because of how my mind, right? Because of how my mind has been guarded, very quickly, I stepped on the toes of Ed and I said, this guy is really pissing me off. Because those words he was beginning to use never get into my mental space. It can't happen. You can never do this. This doesn't work here. It is not possible. These are words that you can never tell me because it doesn't work in my mind frame. You need to guard your mind like you do with a business. If you don't do that, one word can change your entire day. We had every reason today to not make this conversation happen. Every reason. We would have made every single excuse to not make that happen. Some people, they think about an idea, and the first person they want to speak with is either their parents, their friends that are close to them. Why? Because they believe those are the people that wish them good. But the problem is that a lot of the time, some of these people, when you go and speak to about your ideas, because they don't have any clue about it, most of them will beat the idea down. It's not deliberate. It's because they don't know anything about it. So they can't see how it is possible. And that might derail you. It might stop you from actually following your dream. This is how I do it. I tell you how I do it. When I think about an idea, and I think it's one of the strategies I describe in this, I give myself 30 days. So I do a 30-day test. Before I go crazy with telling people this is what I want to do, within 30 days, I want to test it out very quickly. It's called a fail fast mentality. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, I know it didn't work. Now, on the flip side, I had a business plan, 250 pages, went to Central London with Eddie. And I sat down with this guy who was supposed to give us an investment of £80,000 to do our business. And while we start in front of him, the guy thought, you guys are crazy. There's no way you can do this, right? And I started asking him questions. What does he think about the plan? He should tell us everything. At these times, I had already activated my mental box and my plan was that I want to listen to every question he has, every bad thing he wants to say about the business. And I will use that to learn and make the plan better so that the next person I see, which indeed happened, the next people we saw, they invested in the business. We used him as a way of correcting the business plan, answering questions and getting to know about the business better. And then when we met the next set of people, it worked out. So it can work either way. It depends on how open-minded you are. Sometimes there are some things people will say, they will put you down. Sometimes too, you can use other people as a way to better your ideas. You go in walking as if they're already going to say no. Once you walk in, you have nothing to lose. They're going to say no. They're going to make your idea better. Listen to everything they have to say and use that to perfect your idea. Okay. If it's getting in at this point, I want to see yes in the comments. Just drop yes in the comments if it's getting in. How's it going so far? I like things to be interactive. How's it going so far? Drop it in the comments, guys. How's it going so far? Yep. Is it going in? All right. Is it entering? Okay. What are some of the things that are stopping people from starting their business, championing their lives, becoming a better version of themselves? Unfortunately, some of the things we say, fear of judgment and all of that. Actually, I'm sorry. I really have to say this. Friends, family, and classmates. These are the three classes of people that usually stop people from achieving their dreams. And the reason is very simple. is because these are the circle of people that usually think they know you best. They know what is best for you. I know this guy. So when you go to them and pitch idea to them, these are usually the first people that will tell you, especially if these people are broke. Listen, it's harder to deal with poor people than it is to deal with rich people. And by poor and rich, I'm not talking about cash. I'm talking about mindset. When somebody has a rich mindset, it's easier to deal with them. They encourage because they know that even if they encourage you and it fails, you will learn. Right? So you come to me and tell me you want to be a pilot. Yeah, go for it. It's not a bad thing. It's not illegal to be a pilot. Go for it. If it works out, you thank me for it because I pushed you. If it doesn't work out, well, you're going to learn. But when it comes to people who are poor, and usually when I use the word poor, I'm not talking about somebody who does not have money to eat every day. I'm talking about somebody may have money, but because their mindset is so poor, when people come to them, they see competition, they see bashing, they see a lot of problems with people rather than encourage people to become the better version of themselves. That's what I mean a poor person. It's somebody who has a poor mindset. It's easier to deal with somebody with a rich mindset than a poor mindset. These classes of people you have, if you really want to utilize them properly, this is what you do. And I'm going to give you the strategy. Identify which of your friends encourage you the most. Identify which of your family members encourages you the most. And identify which of your classmates encourages you the most. If you put these three people together, you have yourself a circle of geniuses. This will take you far more than anything else will. Okay, great. Now, there are other intrinsic factors and reasons why some people may have issues following their dreams and becoming a better version of themselves, which is the fear of judgment. But I'm also going to tell you this, right? Who are the people that tend to judge us the most? Who are the people that tend to judge us the most? Can you guys drop in the comments? Who are the people that tend to judge us the most? If you are starting a business and you have a fear of judgment, who are the three people that are going to judge you the most? Drop in the comments. I mean, I think I've told you. Drop in the comment right now. Who are the people that are going to judge you the most? And who are the people sometimes you feel like you need permission from? And who are the people that also try to rig systems against you? Look, the person that chooses to become a better version of themselves is always at risk of losing friends, family, and relatives and classmates. If you want to be a better version of yourself, you are at risk of losing them. And there's a concept I can describe to you. And the reason I'm staying here a lot is because if you master this, your trading journey is going to be better. The way you perceive life is going to be better. How you relate with other people is going to be better. You are just going to end up being great. And I want to stay here. There's a concept about the four burners, right? I wish I had like a blank space where I could do some things. Okay. There's a concept about the four burners. And this is the four burners concept where it was being described about people who become super wealthy. It's work, friendship, family, and health. Okay. So think of a stove that has four burners on. And it has, so this is the stove. It has four burners. And then, so each one, think of it this way, four burners, right? And then the gas is coming through and this is the gas. So you have 100% of gas, right? And you have work, friends, family, and health. You as an individual. Work means how successful you are going to become. And friends and the others. I mean, you know that. The reason a lot of super successful people ends up becoming so successful, but then they lose on one aspect of the burners is because that is what is necessary for them to do. Because you have the gas coming from this point and it's supposed to fill this equally. But most super wealthy people can't actually do that. It's not possible to give each one 25% or whatever it is. So what they do is that they end up gassing a lot on the work and they end up losing friends and lose family and sometimes even their health. Because this becomes the most important thing for them, which is the work. My point is that When you choose to become the best version of yourself, sometimes some of these things would have to go. You may not be that person you want to do that. You may, instead of becoming super wealthy, you may say, well, I just want to be wealthy, right? So I can maintain all of this. So then this is what you do. Maintain, keep some of the friends here that are fantastic, family members fantastic, your health on point, and a little bit of work. That way you can gas each one of them equally without putting yourself at risk of losing family, friends, and health. Okay, great. Apparently my time is going, so we need to go to the next page. This is the power slide. Right, this is the power slide. Hey? Yeah, I was trying to figure out why. Is it all right? Okay, cool. So I'm going to use this to explain everything. There are some trademarks here. Okay, cool. So let's start from phase one. Whenever you are thinking about, I think you've already spoken about desire, right? Whenever you're thinking about an idea, so you've gone through the whole, family, friends, you figured out which ones are the best people to deal with. You've also figured out that, your mindset, now this is how you're going to deal with it. And there's a trick about mindset stuff. When you start weeding the farm of your mind to try to take out the weed and leave in the actual crops that you want to grow, that will better your future. Some of the things you have to do is to practice. You need to do it daily. When the problems are coming, you need to start doing breath work. You need to start praying a bit more. You need to start meditating a bit more, because then what will happen is that it will help you build a new, mental muscle for the new habits that you've decided to hold. So don't just listen to Derek today and then stop doing, mental exercises. Stop thinking about these things. You're gonna go, you'll reverse very quickly. Because believe you me, almost every day I'm doing breathing exercises. I'm aware of what is happening. I try to read into things, listen to a lot of messages to cool me down and things like that, because that is the new path that I have chosen for myself, and I need to maintain it. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it. Whatever you don't maintain, you lose. Okay. Now, I think I kind of described this. The first part of the blueprint is really to think of market first. Now, you want to start an idea. Usually, people say, "Oh, if you want to start a business, it starts with an idea, right? It starts with an idea." Fantastic. That's a great way to look at it. But I flip it. If you want to start a business, you start with market first and idea second. I can explain. When I was bringing Connected Minds podcast back into Ghana, I thought of the gap. Where can I fit? I looked at everything that was happening in the country, and I realized that actually what people are not speaking about is business. So there was a real market for people that were looking for business content. I think is the reason why for 2 years we've been growing really fast. Is because nobody saw that opportunity and nobody went after it. So we saw that people were actively looking for Ghanaian content and Ghanaian entrepreneurs to tell their stories so that they can listen. So we went for the market first. When you have a market, the reason why you should always start with the market first is because if you walk into a market right now and you figure out that everybody is looking for, say, tomatoes, well, what does that tell you? It tells you that if you bring tomatoes right now, you don't need to even advertise. Just bring it there and people will buy it. But when you start with an idea, it may sound fantastic. Okay, I want to start a tomatoes factory in Accra. Now you need to go and do market research. You start the idea, then you start marketing, thinking these people will come and buy the products that you have. But you haven't actually validated the market first. You haven't done that, which is why we always go with market first. If there's market, they'll buy the product. If there's no market, you spend a lot of money on marketing.
is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction,
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Just okay, awesome. All right, we're back. Sorry, guys, I don't even know where we got to, but can you hear me? So we just described the first phase, which is you go from market first, then you start doing everything else. Because if you know there's a market for these products, then the next thing you need to do is very quickly provide the services for them. And this can happen with everything that you decide to do as a business. Right, next, the ASO triangle. ASO is very simply, if you have started a business already, for some people that have a business today, I guarantee you that this stage is where they are in the business. Most businesses that I've seen across Africa, operations is working fine. So I have seen a market of people that need social media advertising, and I'm already providing advertising for these people. It happens, customer comes in, advertising. This is operations. Everything is happening, right? But if you want to have longevity for the business, you want the business to grow, expand, then you need to understand the ASO triangle. This triangle gives you what you need to be able to take your business to the next level. After operations, after providing the services, the next thing you need is systems. Well, what are systems? Systems is what keep the business going for the long term. So if you decided to, take a holiday, stay away from the business for 30 days, is the business going to survive? If it can't survive, then this part of the triangle is missing. And this is the concept of the recap. So ASO is an IP of mine. The next thing is attention. After we've really gotten the operations, everything is happening, the things are coming in. Systems have been put in place. The next thing you need is attention. If you can have attention to operations, to systems, to attention, if this loop can keep happening, you should never run out of money until you run out of this earth. Now, this is why I said the 30 days here. Because if you can stay away from the business for 30 days and this is still happening, this loop is happening, then you've actually built systems. If you are here today, I want to ask you, what systems have you put in place so that you can stay away from the business for 30 days for this to still be happening? Now, do you have an attention mechanism? And attention means content, right? And we can split the content into many ways, right? You can do video content, text content. You can do SEO, SEM, ads, all of that. It gives you attention, right? And this comes back into the business. It loops back into operation, and then the systems maintains it, and then you carry on as a business. This is how you keep businesses, even in families, for years. I'm going to expand on this by the end of the year. I'm still working on this. Okay, cool. This is the final stage. I'm going to talk about the final wealth stages We conquered the idea. You know, we've spoken about the mindset stuff, everything. Now we've put the systems together for the business to be running. The next thing really is to understand where you are currently in the journey of wealth. Where are you currently? Many years ago, when I started off with Active Healthcare Limited in the UK. The business started with an investment of £80,000. Out of the 80, 25K came from my friend Eddie, 25K came from me, and the rest became running capital from Desmond, Assad, and Abimbola. This is how we kept the business moving. At that time, we were not at the cash flow stage. We were at business stage. That's where I was. The cash flow stage were the times when I was providing computer repair services. I was selling clothes from China to my friends. I had about 4 different blog sites. These were all things that were giving me skills and giving me money. I just needed to survive. Cash flow stage. Where are you now? Maybe some of you may be doing trading as a way of getting cash flow. Great. Fantastic. It's still part of the wealth stage. But then at some point, about 12 years ago, we decided, okay, let's really go in deep and build a business and put all our energy in that business. And that's how we built Active Healthcare Limited. Push the business to millions of pounds. And then the next thing we had to do is diversifying. Usually, I think there's a slide where I talk about the diversification stage. Sorry, guys. I can stop now. Yep, this is it. This is it. This is it. The stages of wealth. So I usually say that, right? The cash flow stage should happen below age 30. This is the time. If you are below the age of 30, this is the time. You should do almost anything and everything that is not illegal. If it's not going to take you to prison, do it. If you are not going to die from it, do it. Because at this point, you are building skills. You're hustling and you have multiple streams of income. But, at the stage where all these people, Elon Musk and those people, they do it is when they actually build a business. So that's why you hear some mentors on the internet saying that, oh, you can't build wealth with multiple streams of income. I get it. I understand. But at the final stage, Elon Musk still have several businesses. Why? Because he's gone from here and now he's done this and he's doing that. So wherever you are, you check the age where you are. Stay within your building skills. If I were you here, before I entered into this stage, I had a great job. I'm a pharmacist. At the point I was earning 4K a month, right? I bought a property already. I did not be able to start a business. I had already built skills in IT. Build skills. I had built business skills simply by learning sales skills, everything simply by doing it, staying in the cash flow stage. Then the next stage is you have 10 years to build a business solid. You can crash it down to 5 years. You are a genius. At this point, what am I looking at? When the business start hitting the millions, you know that, yes, I have built a business. This is the point you start asking yourself. The reason you diversify is not because you're greedy. You diversify because the moment you start making millions, I'm sorry, the pain of getting money is not as hard as the pain of losing money. The pain of losing money is so difficult. You may be at this stage and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm struggling. Once you hit here, you start making 100,000, 20,000. It's fine. But listen, when you make a million, when you start hitting the millions, your trouble becomes, I don't want to lose the money. I don't want to have to go back to below the cash flow stage. So that's the reason why we diversify. It's not because people are greedy. It's to make sure that we keep the status. You want to maintain that. And the next thing people talk about is legacy, family wealth. That's the reason why you diversify. Now, in terms of diversifying, one of the strategies that I have used is, remember, here we have a healthcare company. So when we got here, we set up one more healthcare company. One more in the UK. And then we came to Ghana and then we did 3 more. So we have Our third pharmacy is coming up in Cantonments. We have 2 in Lakeside, third Cantonments. And then here we did real estate, Crocs Homes, Ghana. And then we've done in the UK, we've done prime UK homes with a few friends, bought a few properties, some on cash, some on mortgage. The beautiful thing about what I'm telling you is that if you become a millionaire in, let's say, salt mining here, when you are diversifying, you want to diversify the first portfolio in the same country or another country, it has to still be around the same salt business. Because you understand it, you know how it works. You don't have to come back and start all over again. And then you hit another million. Well, now you can start thinking about, going into a different industry that's directly related to what you're doing. And that's how you diversify from 40 plus. To be honest, if this works for you, if you work hard on this enough and it works for you, by 55, you should be retired from work. If this was value for you, can you drop yes in the comments? If this slide alone was enough value for you, just drop yes in the comments now. I wanna know. There's more, but they said I shouldn't talk about it. But just drop yes in the comments. Drop for you. It's coming in. All right. Okay. I'm kind of done, but Cliff said I should continue. Okay, cool. Okay. So I'm going to talk about this. When do you quit your job? I have friends who are solid traders and they still have not been able to quit their jobs. And the reason they have not been able to quit their jobs is because they are not consistent in their trading journey. And this is a problem a lot of traders face. So today you go on the market, you make 3K, right? Because of how trading is structured, if you're not careful, because of how fast the numbers are moving and how low they are dropping, you might think money is just zeros. And you blow the money. When you make 3K, you need a financial advisor. Drop some 2K to them. Let them keep it in another account for you. And go back to the 1K to the markets. Okay? Keep growing the another 2K, drop it back here. Keep doing this. If I were you, the moment I hit 20K, I'm buying a land. Or I'm starting a side hustle. I've always said that the easier your life is, the better trader you are. I can explain. The easier your life is, the better trader you are. If you don't have to worry about money for your mom, money to pay your bills, food to eat in the morning, you become a better trader. If you have to worry about all those things, anytime you're trading, because you're thinking about the money, it never comes. There's a video I saw where the cats, there's a man here that was chasing a cat, right? I don't know how to draw, man. That was chasing a cat. And he never got the cat. And then there was a point where he just put a bait. And then the cat just came. Think of this concept with money. Whenever you chase money, money never comes. But you can attract money simply by becoming the person that is worthy of having the money. And it starts with financial management. If you can't manage what you have, forget it. And I've heard this so many times. I used to think it was just nonsense. They were just talking nonsense. But when I lost a lot of money simply by, diversifying too quickly, that was when I realized that indeed, that was a true statement. Right. So when do you quit your job? You quit your job when the current income you have is obvious. It's higher than your job. Right? So if the money you have in your job, in your income, side hustle right now is higher than what you are being paid from your job, then you can quit your job. If it is not, definitely then you should stay. But I usually have a strategy for this. If you are making more than 4x of what you are being paid monthly, man, I'll quit my job. And I'll tell you the reason why. The reason is because if you quit one-to-one, the problem is that as soon as you quit your job, that's when problems start happening in your new business. Your new venture will start failing. All of a sudden, life wants to show you that you should have listened to Derek. But if it's 4, at least you can survive. Even if you get 2 or you get 1. Because business, one way or the other, has a way of teaching us a lesson when we stop our regular income. I don't know how. I don't know how, because it happened to me. I was earning $4,000 a month from Martindale Pharmaceuticals, one of the biggest pharmaceutical specials company in the UK at the time. I was a QA pharmacist for them. And all of a sudden, as soon as I quit, it wasn't working out. So Eddie had to quickly go and work, get 4K from hospitals and pay me 2K. So I went from earning 4K a month to 2K. Yep, while I was in the business. Somebody will ask the question, couldn't you have gone back to go and work for the business? No, because we have set up a business. The whole point is to come and work for myself. So anyway, this has been Derek Abaite. If you have any questions, we'll talk about it later, but I'll leave it to you, Cliff and the team. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have some value out of this. I'll be around.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
What TP Masterclass really is. TP Masterclass is a transformation masterclass that happens every Saturday. It is designed to reshape the way you think, the way you respond, and the way you perform, not just in trading, but in any industry where your mind plays a major role. Even though anyone can benefit from it, the majority of people you'll find here are traders. Why? Because trading is one of the few fields where your mindset, your emotions, and your discipline are tested every single day. Every session blends psychological lessons that help you understand your thinking and your behavior, spiritual lessons that strengthen your inner conviction and identity, practical lessons that give you structure and direction in real life. TP Masterclass exists because most people don't fail due to lack of skill. They fail because their mindset is not prepared for the level they are trying to reach. This masterclass equips you with the mental strength, emotional stability, and clarity needed to perform at a high level. Whether you are a trader, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to grow in
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
All right. If you guys can hear me, drop some number ones in the chat for me, please. Just okay. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? If you are in the comment section, please just drop some number ones in the chat for me. I don't know about you guys, but I think I can stay here all day. You know, one of the things before Mr. Derek ended, he said that blew my mind. He said, the easier your life is, the better trader you become. And this is exactly a light bulb moment for somebody on this stream now. If you guys agree, drop some amounts in the chat. Solomon, can you just get people's comment coming in? We are going to take Q&A. We're going to take some Q&As soon. But I just want you guys to really be able to understand what is happening to somebody right here. Some people, you have been a trader for 5 years, 4 years, and you're wondering, you know, I remember somebody asked me, Cliff, since when how did you become a profitable trader? And I always tell people that I became a profitable trader when I didn't need money from trading. In the beginning, some people were like, oh my God, then he's not trading. I'm like, how do you see trading? When because I said I became a profitable trader when I didn't need money from trading, people wanted to storm me. Today, you are not just hearing it from me. You're hearing from an individual who has been able to build. You see, there is a saying that my man of God will always say. He said that, don't argue with those who have results. So there he has results. Listen, guys, he's not just talk, he has results. I know what I'm telling you. And so at the end of the day, for him to be able to say what he said, I really hope something enters somebody's mind. So can you bring some of the comment up on the screen for me, please? Because I really want to make sure I have one question that I want to ask on the people's behalf, and they will also be able to bring that question up soon. But when he said that, I knew somebody's life has changed. Because many people don't have a trading problem. I always say this, that the financial market is not the place where you go to make money. It's a place where you go to multiply money. So you can't multiply what you don't have. And until you understand that, people sometimes come in and be like, Cliff, I have this psychological problem. How can you be able to fix it? I say, your problem is not psychological. You can't afford to lose the money that you have. And so I hope that was a liable moment for somebody. And I wrote so many things down here today. Today, Mr. Derek, if you don't stop me, the questions I have here, I think the questions I have here today, I don't know if I can basically finish myself. But with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing some Q&A sessions right now. But I really hope that you have your book here and your pen and you took some notes. Think big, build bigger. I can assure you, even if I tell you I didn't get a light bulb moment on this masterclass, I'll be lying. We have different guests coming on through this masterclass, and not to, dishonor anybody, but I can assure you, by far, this is one of the best masterclass guests we've ever had on this stream. And I know many of you will agree. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Derek, thank you so much. I don't know where to start from. When you said that you are going to be giving us exclusive session today, from the first point in my heart, I was like, man, TP family, we are blessed. Do you know what it means for Derek to give us an exclusive mentorship today? So I have a question here, but first I want you guys to prepare your question, and then we'll ask. My question, the irony is funny how one of the best hosts in the world, I am the one about to now ask question. I don't even know where to start from, but I'm going to ask this one question. So the question that I have yet, I get this question all the time. People go like, Cliff, we want to change our life. We get the whole concept of environments, and especially when you're speaking about the friends and the family and the classmate, it's very true. Environment is key. Now, many people, this is one thing they always ask me, Cliff, we get a concept, but some of us are going to still have to go back home to the same house to speak to the same family members that don't believe in us, the same classmates that is probably supporting me, as she said, a survival stage. That is the excuse they have in their mind, is that how do I actually really build an environment that can support where I am going? It looks like they hear the what they should do, but the how. It's like they are going to go back to the same people. They are going to speak to the same friends and family. Do they just cut them off automatically? Or in your own experience, what is the one thing that they need to do practically to be able to protect their environment and create that environment for them to be able to go to the next level, especially if that environment has negative moments in there a lot?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So many years ago, right, I used to visit the library a lot when I was in college. And one of my friends, Kelvin, he always saw me in the library and he said, Charlie, why are you always in the library? And I said, because anytime, I see people learning, it gives me the vim to also learn. And he used what he said, well, that's because you are not self-disciplined enough. These times, I think I was about 17 years old. And when he said it, it really hit me. I'm sure he has forgotten, but I never forgot. That told me that I am only learning because other people were learning. And if those people stop learning, then that means that I will stop. So I started spending time at home at dawn when people were sleeping to learn, to try to build myself motivation and my self-discipline to do it on my own. My hack has always been, and I'm going to tell you the honest truth, I have lost a few family members and a few friends. Some best friend, in fact, my best friend in Ghana, I've had to lose him. This happened is purely because sometimes the trajectory we are going on, the energy some of these people are holding is not clean enough for us to go with. I'm not saying some people are bad, but I'm just saying that if you want to be a shark, then you want to be a good shark. You want to be a shark that knows how to pave your way through this life. You can't be a shark and also be a shrimp at the same time. Now, the hack is that at this point, you still stay with your parents. You can't cut people off. And I'm not saying you should. What I am saying is that build enough discipline in you so that the things that people will talk down on you to not do, you have enough motivation within yourself to get them done anyway. If you start with that, it means that you're already building to be a shark. You are building to be an independent thinker. And it's no longer dependent on your friends, family, or the small circle that you have around. And the real truth is that if you look at how many people we have on the planet, your impact has to be felt by the people within these three circles. If it's not felt beyond them, you're not impacting anybody. You want to be great? Yes. But you can't be great in your home. If you're great in your home, that's not greatness. Greatness is only felt outside of these three circles: friends, family, and classmates. So how I did it was, purely building a habit of not hearing no from the people I love the most and doing things that I want to do because they serve me. Unfortunately, this journey, and Cliff, you know that, this journey of self-improvement and becoming better, there's a lot of selfishness with it. Most people will not tell you the truth, but if you want to climb higher, you have to have an element of selfishness because it is you have to think about first to become great before you can impact others.
Wow. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Yourself is important context in the message.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Okay, Solomon, can we start bringing some of the questions? Just select the most not important ones, but the ones that we can actually really let's try to take 2 or 3 questions from the public. So guys, if you have any questions, can you drop it in the comment section right now? And then we can take it out from there. Okay, what is the foremost thing that one can master easily that can heighten the chance of being self-disciplined? Okay. Okay, interesting question.
How do you want me to take it? Do you want me to take it as they come, or you want me to wait?
Today we are all students here, Derek, to be honest. So you take it.
Okay, great. The one thing, who said this? I think it's Kevin Ollie. He said that somebody came to him and asked him, what's the one thing that you can do to become successful? And he said, look, there's nothing like one thing. You have to do several things, right? So the one thing doesn't actually exist. You see some of the things I spoke about today. There's nothing like one thing. And anytime anybody says this is the one thing you need to do to become successful or the one thing you need to do to master anything, honestly, it's just for content. It is not the truth. The real truth is that you need to do several things right to get the results. So everything I've spoken about today, be a student of it, plus everything else you've learned from the previous TP Masterclasses. Just keep becoming a student of several things. And also, there's one powerful thing that human beings we neglect, which some people call the sixth sense, others call intuition, others call the eight. They call it Holy Spirit. So many things, so many words for it. Never ignore it, because that voice is your guide in this life.
Wow. I hope you guys caught that. That the truth, the light bulb moment here in this answer to that question is that many people are looking for the shortcuts to becoming. And as I was listening to your story, your journey, and how you built what you have built, the truth of the matter is there are several things that came together. I always tell people that it's like trying to cook jollof, Ghanaian jollof. Let me be specific here, so that I don't get into trouble with my Nigerian people on the street. But the truth of the matter is you can't just chew rice and drink the oil and put water in your mouth and put the salt in your mouth, and when they go into your stomach, they become jollof. It has to go through a process. And I think the process is what many people are afraid of, and they don't understand that it has to be very structured. And so I hope that answered your question. Okay, so the next question, Solomon, how do you build a sustainable system for spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, and financial growth? That is a whole package. Okay, so I'm going to ask that question again. How do you build a sustainable system, okay, for basically to better your life? Because when you talk about spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, financial, that is the whole entire package that makes someone's life better. So you're talking about sustainable system. Okay, Mr. Derek, over to you again.
Okay. How do you build a sustainable system for growth? I started off with reading books on awareness, consciousness. I started listening to people like Bob Proctor, Alan Watts, Napoleon Hills. One of my favorite books I listen to every Monday, unless maybe I'm on a flight, is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. The way we have been brought up is that when you are born, you get some training in your household, and then they throw you into a school system. You go to school until maybe you're about 20-something. So when you come out of a 20-something years of school, and one day Derek is telling you that education is bad for you, you can punch me. In fact, if you have a gun, you'll kill me, because there's a programming that has happened for 20 years. This is the same thing with new habits. When you're building a habit, you have to do it long enough for it to form new cells in your brain, so that it becomes second nature for you. The way I have done it is constantly, I keep listening to the same people over and over again. So if you hack into my YouTube channel right now, you find that the people I listen to are the people I've just listed, purely because I genuinely believe in the message they preach. And I have to keep listening for it to keep growing on me, right? So if I have to spend a few moments to go and listen to a bunch of boys who are talking about girls, bums, and breasts and things, I feel very uncomfortable in circles like that, because I have grown in positivity so much that anything negative does not work with me. The hack for you, my friend, is to focus on online mentors and influencers who empower you to become better, and constantly keep listening to them and keep following the advice that they give. But most importantly is the practice. If you don't practice what you learn, forget it. You might as well have not done anything about it. Just keep practicing on it, because you only become better. At some point also, what you realize is that you build your own formula. A lot of the things I've taught today is actually in my book that I'm working on, that I taught. And it's been years of practice. It's been years of me taking the same journey on, and the things I've learned, I've written them down, and I've practiced it as well for years. So I can't give you one thing. I can't give you that this is it. But all I can say is that if you keep at it long enough, you build your own momentum.
Okay. So they are saying that the producer is saying we should make more time to answer a few important questions. I think, Mr. Derek, they don't want you to leave today. It's going to be an interesting evening. But at the end of the day, guys, keep it in mind. I can't wait for that book, because I personally myself, I can't wait to get a copy of that book, because I know there is going to be a lot of gems in there. Truly, I believe. Okay, Solomon, just bring the next question on. Which business to put your first 10K to create cash flow? Okay. This is a practical question. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Derek,
so which business? Yeah. Which business to put your first 10K for cash flow? So this is such a beautiful question. If you give me $10,000 today, because of what I know, this is what I'm going to do. And I was actually discussing this on the golf course a few days ago with one of my friends. Funny enough, it's the same amount. And I told him this. I'll go on TikTok right now and I'll find 10 people that are selling different products, and I'll take their TikTok names. I'll write all their TikTok names, start sending them messages that I can get them the same product that they are selling or even more products. If they sell it for me, they just add their markups on it because I don't want to do it. So I'll buy these products from Alibaba, for example. They will get into the country in about, 2 months. They'll be in the country. And then I'll give it to these girls. They will sell it for me and give me my money back. And then I'll repeat the same cycle. It's not even going to be 10,000. I'll probably use 30,000 to do that. That's if you don't want to do it yourself. If you want to do it yourself, then what you should do is create a Snapchat account, TikTok account, start building momentum so that when the items come, you are at 1,000 followers and you can go live. This is not anything. Look, I'm going to give you something. My sister, and you can find her on TikTok, Ghana_more. This is what she does. I gave her 6,000 cedis, and that's less than $10,000. She bought bags from China. Last week alone, the bag had come. She made 10,000 cedis, and that's just about 3 days of work on TikTok alone. She's gone from 6,000 cedis to 10,000. Then she gave me back 3,000 cedis back. Says that the next time she gets the next batch, she'll give me another 3,000. She's paying me back. So
Wow.
There you have it.
Wow. I think this is a business idea I'm even going to think about. Okay, so the next question is for the burners of success. Since I am destined for greatness, is it safe to gas more the work burner given I am still in the cash flow stage? Okay, so I'm going to summarize your question to make it make sense because I feel like there was a little bit of typos. Solomon, can you bring it back again? Bring it back again. I want to summarize it. So what I think Nima is basically trying to say is that she believes she's destined for greatness, sure. And it was when you were explaining the burners of success. So she's basically saying that if in case is it safe to gas more of the work burner that is given if she's in the cash flow stage without the guilt of failing to balance the other burners. So she's talking about guilt and focus. So it's like if I'm focusing on one thing and I feel guilty, kind of a thing, kind of a mindset.
Yeah. That 4 burner concept about that successful people go through. I am against somebody focusing on one and neglecting the other. I'm a man that believes in balance. I believe that everything that you do, there has to be an element of balance. Yes, there's some part of my family that they had to go because of how they relate with me. But the family that I have built is a family that I want to keep, for as long as God keeps me on this earth. So I don't believe that people should risk their health for money or risk their family and friends for money or even work for family. None of them should fail. However, this is what I think. I think it is possible to become wealthy. You may not become Elon Musk or Dangote, but you would be able to have enough money, the freedom of time that you're looking for, if you gas each one 20% without feeling any guilt.
Yeah, I hope that this is a very solid answer. Really, I think. Okay, another question again. From your experience, which is I'm sure to you, Mr. Derek, what separates traders / business people who know what to do from those who actually do it consistently, and how can one practically bridge the gap? So I think this question is basically about whether the person is a trader, an entrepreneur, or a business person, whatever. But I think they are all in the same container. So what the person is asking is that when it comes to doing what they have to do consistently, what separates those who are not consistent and those who are consistent? And if you want to become consistent, how can one practically bridge that gap?
Okay. We've been doing Connected Minds for 2 years, and it's grown very fast. I met one of my senior, men's wife on the golf course a few days ago, and she said, "Man, your consistency is unmatched. Within a short time, everybody's talking about it. How have we been able to remain consistent with what we are doing? At this age and stage of my life, I can do what I love. In the beginning, what I love did not make sense because what I love was not making me money, which was music. But now I can do what I love, which is having conversations with people in front of a camera. And because there's love involved, I do it wholeheartedly without having to struggle about whether I want to record or not. If you give me 10 people here, I'll record all of them. I'm just happy doing it. The truth of the matter is that if you're at a stage where you don't have enough cash, then I always believe that passion should not even come into the picture if it's not paying you. What you should focus on is something that pays you money. But how do you remain consistent on that? Is to keep it at the back of your mind that if you don't wake up and go and get it done, nobody's going to do it for you. Because actually the truth is, nobody's coming to save you. You are the one that has to do it. There are moments in your life that you also need to remember that. If you remember the stages of wealth that I put up there, that if you miss the first 2 decades of your life, which is 20, and the last 2 decades, which is about 3 years where you're probably going to be sick and your life is going to be really slow for you, you can't do anything. You have about 40 to 50 years of your life to make money and become financially successful. If you don't make that happen, your life is going to be in doom. If this is at the back of your mind all the time and it doesn't make you want to be consistent and wake up and do what you want to do, I don't know what to push you.
That's a good one. I mean, that's a good one. I hope you guys are really learning from this conversation. Solomon, please, we are going to only take just 3 more questions. I cannot go over 3 more questions. I know people have questions, guys. Listen, you already do know where Mr. Derek is. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on YouTube. If you have more questions, he is consistently having masterclasses, webinars. You can register for all of those things. You can learn more. We cannot keep him here for so long, and we have one more segment, so we're gonna just take maximum 3 questions. I'm sorry about that, but we have to do that. Okay, guys. Okay, so one, but the last 2 here, Mr. Derek. In launching a product, you said you start with getting the market first, then you go to the idea, then research. So how can I determine the preference of my clients and beat, quote unquote, their competitors? So, I mean, this was long. So to summarize it, if I get a question right, he's saying that based on what you said when you were talking about finding the idea between the market. So he's saying that how can he determine the preference of their clients and then beat their competitors?
This is the truth of the matter. If you already know that Ghanaians are looking for electric vehicle charging stations, and you know the area that is in most demand, that is around the Accra Mall area, now you don't even need to worry about yourself about competitors, because if competitors were already in the market and they were doing that good, you wouldn't have identified the market. So the truth of the matter is that, and this is actually the honest truth I'm telling you, there's currently a demand for EV charging stations in Ghana. There's currently about only 12 or 13 in the country. I know that if somebody does even one on the Kumasi Highway, it's going to be a big seller. I don't need to now go and do any competitive analysis.
Wow.
So when we go with market rather than an idea, yes, then now we need to do a business plan. Okay, the idea is that I want to supply solar ACs to people, but solar ACs is more expensive, it's like ×3 of the regular price of an AC. Okay, are people going to want that? It becomes a whole bothersome. So yeah, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Well, that was. I think that is very true, because I think many people they mostly want to focus on what my competitors are doing instead of looking at where the demand already is, and that nobody's doing that. So I think the focus is the demand, and then people not doing it and you tapping into the advantage. Today I'm getting so
Yeah.
many business ideas, guys. This must be from you. Anyway, so okay. So Uncle P said if at the age of 30, sorry, okay. So if at the age of 30 the person is still schooling and then working, the person is doing okay. So okay, guys, when you are typing, please make sure it's easy for me to read. So if also at the age of 30, when the person is still schooling, and I'm sure he's saying if the person is still working, but the person is not doing enough to start a side hustle after removing school expenses, house rent, and feeding, what is your advice? I'm trying to get a question straight, so I don't really get it. So let me try to read it again. So the person is 30 years, they are still schooling, and the person is working, but what they are doing is not enough to even start a side hustle. Okay, got it. After they remove their school expenses, their house rent, and their feeding, they are basically saying what they have left is not enough for a side hustle. So what advice should that person follow? Yes.
You're not gonna like me for this one. You're not gonna like me. Look, most likely, if you are in your 30s and you are at university, most likely it's your second degree or it's just a postgrad. Most likely, right? I mean, I would love this person to really comment. I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm
Solomon,
sure
can you bring
it's a second. I'm sure it's a second degree or postgrad, something.
Yeah, can we
And this is
can
my
we find a
point.
way to bring the question back, Solomon? So if the person that asked the question, can you answer this question for us, please, so that we can actually bring the answer back onto the screen? All right.
Yeah, because and if that's the case, this is what I always say, that if before a person goes to university, you need to do an assessment that this job that I'm going to get after university, one, is it going to, yep, it's postgraduate. I knew it. So that means that it's even possible that the time they finish their first degree, they didn't even get a job. That's why they've gone back to university. And you see that happening a lot in the African context. A lot of people go to university just because they want to get a degree. They get that degree and they realize that, wait, hold on, there's no job for this. The university just filled up their space. Now they want to go back and go and study something again. So the problem is not that, the degree is bad or anything. All I'm saying is that if I am from a poor home, if I don't have money to even pay my school fees, I have to struggle and pay myself, then I might as well go and study something that potentially will get me a job, will land me that I don't need to go and do 3, 4, 5 degrees before I can get a job, because each of them will require money. Now, let's say at 30, you're already in there, a second degree, you don't have enough money. Well, the only thing I can tell you is that find some people who have products that you can sell on TikTok. That's it.
Wow.
If you're willing to do that, great. If you're not willing to do that, then you need to do some digital services, content strategies for people who create content on the internet. I have 2 people sitting here in this room right now. And the reason they're sitting here is because they have learned enough skills and they approached me to offer those services to me. And I have to pay them now. So some of you guys that are in university, maybe those are things that you can do.
Well, I hope you guys are learning something. You know what is funny, Mr. Eric? The truth of the matter is a lot of people that are traders right now, they heard maybe probably from a seminar or a webinar or a masterclass that you should go learn a skill. And they just jumped into learning the skill of trading. And I always tell people that to make your $100,000 in a year or whatever, it's not about learning a skill like trading. It's about learning a skill people need around you. Many people are learning trading as a skill because they heard learn a skill. So they are not learning the skill people need. And so there was a guy that came on a call with me one time, and I said, do you know that if you can edit videos, you could have been hired right now and make the money that you are wishing trading can give you? And so the reality is that many people don't understand what skill to learn. They think it's about passion. They don't know that it's a skill about looking around you. There is a guy that comes to me and tell me that he wants to quit his job that is paying him money, and I go like, what job is that? He said he cleans a restaurant. I said, okay, that is great. I mean, I don't know how many restaurants you are cleaning a day. But I was just telling them, why would you quit that job and just only focus on trading when you can actually build a business around it? Imagine right now with every systems right now that you can actually build a cleaning team. Look for all the restaurants in your neighborhood that does not have a cleaning service. Offer them and make more money from that instead of you quitting that job and go into a business that is not even making you money. And many of the people right now listening to us right now, they think like that. Their thinking is, let me quit. Some guy told me, hey, I want to just quit this. I want to quit barbering, shaving, and only focus on trading. I said, and trade with what? So I hope people actually really get a concept of what is happening here. To be able to make $100,000, guys, is not. It's just about skill. You just need to. No, I'm not talking about trading skill. It's about learning the skill people need. And I saw one video from you, I think a few days ago, about when you're talking about a young man. That video fascinated me a lot. I was just looking at you, watching the young man, and I was like, man, I hope people catch the concept of this. He's young and he has been able to get opportunity to come into a space where he's going to learn a lot. Not just learn a lot, he's going to offer the skill set that he's also ready to offer you. So I don't know where you are, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us, whether from Jamaica, wherever, whatnot, the principle remains the same. The practices can change over a period of time, but the principles will forever remain the same. Anyway, last questions. Last question, guys, please. So what one book? Okay, at least this question is a very beautiful question to end this segment. What one book would you recommend for developing a strong and positive mindset? One book.
Yeah, so there's a book called The Power of Positive Thinking. It's by Norman Peale. I need to get this man's name right. It's such a lovely book. Norman Peale. Yep, The Power of Positive Thinking. In fact, when you Google it, The Power of Positive Thinking is going to show up. It's this old man. He's an evangelist. I think he died at the age of 89 or 99. He was very, 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 subtle in the way he spoke, but he speaks about the mind a lot and how God speaks to us through the mind and how we can improve, our positive aspect of our mind. You should find that book. There's actually an audio book on it. Yeah, I think that's an easier book to read than Think and Grow Rich. So get that book. Just get an audio book and start listening to the book. The Power of Positive Thinking.
All right. So guys, I know.
Okay. Someone just put it there. Yep. Norman Vincent Peale. That's it. That's the book. Yeah.
Right.
Solid book.
All right, then, guys. I think we have. I don't even know how to say thank you, Mr. Derek. This was for me personally. I didn't come onto this call to host. I came on this call to learn. I've written a lot of, especially business ideas. And I think when I implement majority of them, I'm going to actually send you to let you know that this is the idea I got from this masterclass. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
thanks.
Today was an amazing segment. I want you guys to drop some number ones in the comment section right now. Believe me, this was the kind of masterclass that is going, one of these days, some of you guys after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you will come back and be like, oh my God. They will ask you, how did you actually transform your life? And you will tell them, oh, on the 28th of March, 2026, I had the privilege to be on a masterclass, and then that masterclass transformed my mind. And I want you guys to remember this day. This was a very powerful masterclass. And I want you guys to say, I'm not going to tell you what to say in the comment section right now. And I want someone to bring it up right now. If there is one thing you can tell Mr. Derek right now before he exits the stream, what would that one thing be? And I want you guys to bring it on the stream. You know that we are a people of honor. All right. You guys know that we are a people of honor. I want you guys to bring the comments up on the screen for me. And at the end of the day, I want to read them out loud to be able to say a very big thank you to Mr. Derek. Not just myself, but all of us can be able to do this right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, bring your question up. Bring your answers up, your comments, your appreciation notes up on the screen for me. Solomon, can you make it bigger? Can you take the other one off for me and bring the other one for me? Okay. Just bring the comment up. May God grant you more knowledge and wisdom. Amen. Amen. I believe that as well. A blessing to many. Truly, he is. You know, I posted a comment, a content recently, and I said, when I saw the interview that he has been doing across his platforms, you know, Connected Minds, when I met him, I said something and I said, he is actually really connecting minds. I don't know about you guys, but a blessing in this generation. God bless you. Thank you, guys. Let a comment keep on coming in. Let a comment keep on coming in. God bless you, sir. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Derek. Thank you. Okay. Increase in wisdom. I love the prayers you guys are releasing upon him now. And thank you so much for you all also tuning in. You know, I promised you guys today I was going to teach. But I'm going to come back and give a quick announcement. I don't think there is any more that I have to give. This masterclass is enough meal. The meal is enough. You know, it is able to transform a life without me touching anything on this again. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. Yes, thank you, Mr. Derek. Thank you all so much for tuning in for this segment. But don't leave. We have one more announcement to give, because on the 11th, we also have another guest coming through, and I want to introduce the guest as well. At the end of the day, the flyer and every single thing. But most importantly, I want you guys to know that this masterclass has been amazing. You know, my God, I just don't know what to say. I think right after this stream, I have to call Mr. Derek myself personally. We can take it up from there. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. I'm going to give a small charge. I wouldn't really teach, so we're going to finish early today. Don't worry about it at all. And I'm going to introduce the next guest, and then we'll take it up from there. So buckle up for my charge. I want to give you this. If you are here and you're asking questions like, why is it that I'm struggling to build the habits needed to become the person I need to become? I have like 5 to 10 minutes charge. Today, I will not teach. People, when I told my producer that today I will not teach, he was like, when you say you will not teach, that is when you actually teach. It is true. Today, I'm not teaching. I really just want to charge you guys with a conviction that will help somebody who is struggling to build the habits that will help you as a trader, as a businessman, or anything else, so on and so forth. All right. Okay. With that all being said, let's take a few 30 seconds break. We come back and then we take it out from there.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Now that you guys are sitting here, I am not teaching you. You are using me to learn you, because psychology is not what I teach you. It's what you learn about you. As a trader, your mindset plays an important role. Because when your brain is exhausted, your emotions will spike. If your emotions spike, your decisions will swift. It's a law. In trading, the person that is able to say I'm wrong quickly is the one that makes the money. I'm wrong. Cut it. Don't even think twice. Cut it. But you see, that is where those 4 guys that I explained to you, the dopamine guy and then the amygdala guy, you need to shut them down immediately. And how do you do that? You don't beat a thought by thinking. If you think with these guys, you will fail. When you don't counterattack thoughts that has grown in your mind, it will become your behavior. Why? Because behavior is a belief system. Consistency. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. So as I said, I have few announcements to give. And then basically, I think we have a spotlight for the month. Is it shows that it's taking out? I should take it as well. If I should take it out, you can bring that one up quickly. Let us just celebrate this individual. And then we'll go to the next sequence announcement. So, I'll make it. Okay. Hey, wherever you are, really appreciate you. You are the TP Family Spotlight of the month. Congratulations. What is going to happen is you are going to be able to get a chance to be able to meet me on one-on-one. I'm going to talk to you. Of course, you are going to get a gift from me. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Come on, guys. Let's drop some number ones in the chat for all. When I meet you face to face, you can tell me how to, mention your name. But at the end of the day, Thank you so much. What does it mean for the person to be a TP Family Spotlight of the Month? It means the individual has supported us. It means that they have basically just, been commenting, viewing, supporting, basically. And so on your chat, now I tried it. I survived. Okay, cool. So thank you so much and congratulations. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I wanted to give a small charge about why people struggle to build habits. And I'm not going to teach on this heavily. I want to just give a small charge, and after that, I will introduce the guest we have coming on the 11th of April. You guys, this year, I think TP family, you guys have been blessed. The number of the caliber of people coming onto this masterclass selflessly, giving themselves onto this masterclass, all I can say that this community is highly favored, highly favored. And so we are going to introduce this individual soon, but I just want to use 5 minutes to tell somebody something here. That's I said to them, I'm not teaching. So when I'm Solomon, if I am almost teaching, signal me in the comments. I am not teaching, I promise. You see, many a times, especially this week alone, I had many people coming in telling me, Cliff, we don't know why we cannot be able to do what we said we would do. Now, many a times, you will find out that when a person is stuck in knowing and not being able to do something, it can either be a cognitive dissonance, or it can be that the person is struggling to build the habits. Are you guys with me? Now, we have already talked about cognitive dissonance already. Today, I'm talking about why people struggle to build new habits. There is a reason. And that reason is because many people don't understand the concept of habit in general. So yes, now when you ask somebody what is habits, they will tell you it is an automated patterns of your behavior that has been accumulated to make sure that you do things subconsciously, automatically, without you even realizing it. Now, the truth of the matter is, when you are involved in a habit that is not right, remember, a habit is, there is a cue, there is the action, and there is a reward. The cue, the action, then the reward. The only problem right now is if you are doing something wrong. Let's say, for example, you are watching content you're not supposed to consume. You are involved in taking substances you're not supposed to take. Those kind of habits, they have automated reward attached to it. The only issue with the individual that is trying to intentionally build a habit is that the individual does not add the reward part to the habit building. Are you guys with me? So when an individual is building a habit intentionally, they remove the reward part. So I will give you an example. Let's say right now an individual comes onto this masterclass. He heard what Mr. Derek said about reading a book. Now, maybe you don't like to read books, but you are saying, I'm going to build a habit of reading books. Okay. Day 1, you read 1 page. Day 2, you read 1 page. Day 3, you need another page. Now, after you get to day 10, because it takes a while for a habit to be formed. So after you get to day 10, the issue is your brain is not automatically going to find that interesting. Why? Because your brain is not familiar with that. And your brain, your mind, your body, everything concerning a human being is always having a defensive mechanism system to be able to protect you from what it doesn't know. So, for example, if a woman is pregnant, the way God designed the woman body is to make sure that the body of the woman reduces in the immune system of the woman reduces in strength, so that the body of the woman does not kill the foreign material, which is going to be a child one day. Same thing with your brain, same thing with your mind. When you are starting to do something new, or when something new is entering your mind, the mindset you already have is going to try to fight the new system that you are trying to build. So when you now get to that level of that transformation, there is going to be resistance. That is what is making many of you go like, Cliff, I was building this, and then I have come back to where I don't want to be. The reason is because that you are at a point where you are not able to build through that resistance. And when you find somebody not being able to build through that resistance, is because the individual has taken the reward component out of the process. Remember, whether it is a bad habit or a good habit, it still has to go through the same process: the cue, the action, the reward. So if you read one page, day 1, second page, day 2, then when you now get to 10 days, you need to intentionally reward yourself. You can write down a letter to yourself and give it to somebody whom you respect or somebody who supports you dearly. Give that letter to the person and say, I am doing something, and in the 10th day, I would like you to read this to me. Or give at least whatever money it is, $50, $20. Say that if I get to this part, have you ever realized when people go to the gym, they have people who support them to push, they have trainers? Same thing when you are building anything. Whether your mentor, whoever, let them know what you are building. Let them know I'm building something like this. Talk to the person who supports you. Tell them I'm building this. You can do it for yourself or they can help you. In that context, you are able to reward yourself, because the moment that your brain finds gratification in doing something that it doesn't even know, your brain will now connect what you received as a gift or a reward to the habit you are building. So tomorrow, when you don't feel like doing it, what will push you to do it more is not because you want to do it. It's because your brain has associated the moment with something rewarding. That is why when you are watching adult content, whatever, it's cue, the action is you watching it, the gratification is what you do with it, chief. Are you with me? So at the end of the day, when you are doing something that is like wrong habits, they normally have an automated rewarding system attached to that behavior. But when you are building something good habits, the rewarding is not automatically attached unless the habit has already been formed. This is the reason why many people, now you don't need to wait for anybody to come and say, congratulations, we support you. None of that. You can celebrate yourself. You can record your own voice and say, in 28th, if I'm able to finish this, I will listen to this. I can assure you, when you do actually listen to your voice, telling you how far you have come, and you should keep going. As simple as that is, the dopamine that will hit you will help you to get to day 20. And just keep on going. Just keep on going. All you need is to follow the process of building habits. The cue, the action, the reward. Just keep going. Just keep going. By 60 days, by 21 days, by 60 days, by 100 days, before you can realize, if you don't do that thing that once upon a time you used to struggle with, you will feel, why can't I be able to do this? If you guys are learning, drop some number ones in the chat. Are you guys with me? So if you are here and you are like, I want to follow my rules as a trader, I don't know why I'm not following my rules. The reason why you're not following your rules is because when you do follow it, there is no rewarding system attached to that, other than either thinking you want to make money or blowing your account. Because you broke the rule, because there was no rewarding system to look up to it. So you can tell yourself, I want to be able to become a disciplined trader who is taking only just one trade, maybe a week. Or sorry, taking 5 trades or 5 trading days, whatever it is. When you hit that target, mark it and celebrate it. I have one client in, I think, is she in Arizona? I have to ask her. She took herself out, bought herself dinner, and bought herself flowers. You deserve it. You see, when you are building habits and you take away the rewarding system from it, a habit cannot be formed. I'm giving you guys a very practical tip here. So many of you go sit down and analyze it, and you will see. You will realize the reason why you are struggling building a habit is because there is no rewarding system attached to it. So day 1, day 2, day 3, and you have heard me saying this before. Your subconscious mind is like a parent who loves you so much, but their love becomes toxic eventually in your years. I will explain. We are almost wrapping up. Watch this. So let's say, for example, you go to a mother, and let's say a 1-year-old child or 2-3 years old baby tells the mother, I want to be a musician. The mother herself will buy the child a microphone. Is that true? Now, when the mother buys the child a microphone, it doesn't mean that the mother wants the child to be a musician for sure. The mother does not just believe the child. That is it. Now, when the child is now 18 years, the child will go back to the mother and say, Mommy, I think I really want to be a musician. That same mother who bought the child a microphone when the child was 3 years old will now almost likely flog the child, fight the child, or warn the child. But what changed? I thought the mother wanted the child to be a musician. That's why the mother bought the child a microphone. It is not true. The mother bought the child a microphone because they thought the child was playing, to the point where even if their friends comes to the house, they will say, hey, look at our Michael Jackson. It doesn't mean they want you to genuinely really become a musician. It's that they don't believe you. That is how your subconscious mind is. So just like the mental box that you are in, many of you are going to start thinking positive. Many of you are going to use this information to say, I want to think big. Then you will start thinking big. 1, thinking big. Day 2, thinking big. Day 3, thinking big. Day 4. Then on day 10, one of your negative friends will come and say something. During that time, your brain will find a way to remind you and say, listen, we don't think big. So while you are saying, I'm successful, I build big businesses, your brain, which is a subconscious mind that is going to protect you from what it doesn't know. Remember, your brain is a defensive mechanism. It's going to protect you and say, no, we are poor. So now when you have friends who still believe they are also poor, and your brain fighting you saying we are poor, you cannot be able to survive. So on day 10, building a new habit, what is going to happen is your brain will resist you. So what you need at that moment is a man, I've been able to think 10 days straight that even though my environment is saying I'm poor, I truly believe I am made to be successful. So that moment, you have to go and sit somewhere, take yourself somewhere, make yourself, reward yourself, add the rewarding part to your habit building, so that you will start knowing that where you are going, there is a celebration streak connected to it. That is why many apps that build habits, there is something called streak. Even if you use the YouVersion Bible, they will tell you congratulations, streak 1, streak 2, because they understand the science behind building a habit. So you have to create your own system that helps you and allows you to see your own streak in building your belief system, building your habits, changing your ways as a habit. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, I promise I will not teach today. Next week, masterclass, I'm going to be teaching something very powerful. And on the 11th, we are going to be having someone amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce our guest for the 11th of April. If we are ready, someone, can we bring it up, please? Thank you, drum rolls. Thank you. Thank you for the sound. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the 11th of April, we are going to be having Sonia Ibrahim. Oh my God, you guys are going to also learn a lot. So Sonia Ibrahim is a psychologist. So many of you may know both of them. So Sonia Ibrahim is the sister to Juliet Ibrahim. Juliet Ibrahim is the sister to Sonia Ibrahim. And so many of you may have known the face. She's a speaker. She is a wonderful, humble individual. And I think that the more you start to meet successful people, the more you realize how much humble they are. TP family, I want you to put in the comment section that TP family, we are blessed. TP family, put it in the comment section that we are blessed. So I told you guys this year, I don't care whether if you're a trader or an entrepreneur, your mindset must change. And so we have had the likes of legends on this masterclass. And this is just only the beginning. We are only just in March, and you can wonder how many sessions we are going to be having this year. And I want you guys to know this masterclass, TP masterclass as a whole, many of you may watch me as a Cliff. Why is it that traders need to be learning this? Because I don't see you just as a trader. You heard Mr. Derek, trading is a business. And the person behind the business, you must be transformed. If you are not transformed, no matter what we put into your hand, it will not find manifestation into the physical world for you to see the results you are looking for. Remember our identity series, identity, beliefs, then your personality, your habits, your behavior, then your results. And so all these guests, we are bringing them here, guys. Normally, they have no business coming here. But I'm telling you, TP family as a community, you are favored. You are favored. I hope you guys are excited. So yes, Sonia Ibrahim is going to be here on the 11th of April, and it's going to be amazing, amazing segment as well. And I'm super excited for this segment. She's also super excited. I remember when we spoke and then I sent her the itinerary for the masterclass, her message directly was, wow, this is going to be fun. And I said, I know. And so thank God that she's coming through this stream. I'm super excited for this stream as well. Today, I'm sorry, but I don't want to, take a lot of our time. I want to basically just go on and just let us wrap up to where we are today. I don't know if we're able to take any testimonies yet. I don't know if Shell's going to come out to take any testimony, or that is it. We have some testimonies here. Maybe we may not be able to get a chance to share them with some of the testimonies from the community, but we will post it on our TP Family Global page so that we can be able to take it out from there. Ladies and gentlemen, on the 11th of April, dot down as well. Next week also, I'm going to be teaching something very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. And after the 11th of April, we are going to start a new series that I title The Independent Trader. The Independent Trader. The Independent Trader. You are going to love that series. The Independent Trader. I'm going to take that series whereby I'm going to be teaching on the 4 dimensions of edge that makes somebody becomes independent. From technical to your risk edge, to your behavioral edge, to your data edge. You're going to learn a lot. I'm super excited. So ladies and gentlemen, forgive me for today for not teaching, but I believe that the information you have received from Mr. Derek is enough for you to be transformed. My God. We are going to cut his part, only just his part for this masterclass, and we'll put it officially on the main channel as well. It will also be on this live, but we will upload just his part alone. We will have 2 things, his part, and we will have the Q&A session we had as well with me and him. So both of them will go up this coming week. And also we have a consultation I did with an individual, and that video is also going live. With that all being said, thank you so much, guys. We genuinely really appreciate you. Welcome to TP Family. If this was your first day over here on this masterclass, we truly believe in one thing, that the individual behind the business, the individual behind the trading, the individual behind the marriage, the individual behind the business, the individual behind the government. Whatever you are, whoever you are, we believe in mental transformation for you. So with that all being said, thank you so much for coming on to this masterclass. I will see you guys next week. God bless you all, and bye-bye.